Good afternoon, everyone. I am CA Vishal Vadwa, the moderator of this webinar. We are delighted to welcome you all to this webinar, which is being organized by the Continuing Professional Education Committee of ICAI, CPE. Please block your calendar on Wednesday and Friday to get insight into various emerging and high value technical topics. It is my pleasure to be a moderator for the webinar on Forensic Accounting 2.0 and opportunities for CA in MSME. In a short while, we will start this webinar. First, I would like to appraise you about the CPE committee. In today's ever-changing professional scenario worldwide, the biggest challenge the professional face is how to stay on top of their game while adapting to new requirements and norms. Therefore, it is imperative to aim to be up to date, to offer unique guidance, influence others with their innovative approach and expertise. It is also vital to stretch old ideas beyond traditional boundaries to create new perspectives. In this context, continuing professional education facilitates professionals to maintain, improve, and broaden their knowledge, skills, and expertise required to achieve their professional goals through webinars and seminars. The program for this evening is as follows. We have two sessions of 1 hour each, and the topics are Forensic Accounting 2.0, Fighting Fraud, Fueling Opportunities. And the second one is Professional Opportunities for CA in MSME. Our eminent speaker will talk about the above mentioned two emerging areas of professional interest. Thank you, all of you, to be here. Now, I would like to read the bio sheet of our Vice Chairman, CA Vishnu Agrawal ji. Once. CA Vishnu Kumar Agrawal is a chartered Central Council member of ICI for the term 2025 to 2029. He currently serves as the Vice Chairman of the CPE Committee and the Directors Committee of ICI. Additionally, he is an esteemed member of several other key committees of ICI. With over 2 decades of experience, he specializes in income tax matters and has also authored the book Landmark Judgments of Income Tax. Beyond his professional commitments, CA Vishnu Kumar Agrawal is actively involved in social service and community initiatives. His professional acumen, leadership roles, and dedication to both the profession and society make him a respected figure in the accounting and taxation domain. So now I would like to request CA Vishnu Kumar Agrawal ji to please come and start his opening remarks. Thank you. Over to you, Vishnu ji.
Let me welcome again Vishnu Agrawal, brother. Now you are looking him in a very special look, and it is because he is in Amritsar now and is attending a very past president meeting. And you see the look of the Sardar ji, and I'm really surprised and looking that you should remain always Sardar ji, Vishnu bhai. Look very nice. All the best and welcome again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Over to Vishnu bhai.
Thank you. Our Honorable Chairman of the CP Committee, Satish Gupta ji, since in the Georgia, but his commitment to the ICI and he is coming as a virtual. Thank you, Satish bhai, for your commitment, dedication for the profession. Our today's speaker, Samir Chaudhary ji, and GB Modi ji, and moderator, our Vishal ji, and our promised from our office, Ajit Nath Tiwari ji, very hard worker. I welcome all of you in this particular webinar in the fraud, forensic accounting, and the opportunities for in the MSME for our chartered accountant. Friends, today we have to keep this particular topic because MSME Day is in this particular month only, and various opportunities for the MSME in our chartered accountant. Because apart from our traditional practice, audit, income tax, and GST, we, myself and our chairman, has thought that for fraud, forensic accounting, audit, and opportunities in the MSME is the core area right now for our chartered accountant. So today we have with us Samir Chaudhary ji from Ahmedabad and GB Modi ji from Dhulia. Friends, I will tell to you one thing only. Our GB Modi ji from Dhulia, a very small place in the Maharashtra, but Dhulia is known because of the only GB Modi ji. GB Modi ji only is the person in the across the country that in spite of that, Dhulia is very small place. Each and every person in our fraternity known the Dhulia because of the GB Modi ji. He speaks on the subsidy and the MSME. He's very well known person and very busy person. I thanks to the GB Modi ji that in spite of the busy schedule, he has given the time to our institute. Yes, as well as our Samir Chaudhary ji. He's again managing committee member from the Ahmedabad. He's very busy person, always helpful for the each and every chartered accountant and the student, and he's a very good friend. And again, he talks on the fraud, forensic accounting, and audit. Samir bhai, I thank you from bottom of my heart to accept our invitation. Friends, Vishal Bhai is also our moderator and he is doing very good work for the profession. Friends, about the CP committee, my chairman Satish Gupta ji is here, so I will not discuss about the CP committee. And only I say one thing: if any our chartered accountant is want to become a speaker in any of the subject, just you mail to us or WhatsApp to us in this particular topic. I want to speak, friends. With these words, I thanks to each one of you for attending this particular webinar and all my two speakers for giving their valuable time. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, Vishnuji, for your kind opening remarks. And now I would like to invite CA Satish Kumar Gupta ji, who is our CP chairman of the Continuing Professional Committee. Now I would like to read out his bio sheet as well for our members. CA Satish Kumar Gupta ji is presently serving as the chairman of the Continuing Professional Education Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. In addition to his role, he is also the chairman of the UDN Directorate and vice chairman of the Committee of Member in Practice for the current term. He previously served as a council member of ICI from 2019 to 2022, during which he held key leadership positions including chairman, Committee on Corporate Social Responsibility, vice chairman, Direct Tax Committee, vice chairman, Professional Development Committee, and vice chairman, Committee on Management Accounting. A distinguished figure in the professional community, CA Satish Gupta also served as the president of the Rajasthan Tax Consultant Association, a premier body of tax professionals for a remarkable decade from 2013 to 2023. In the past, he held the position of chairman of the Jaipur branch of the Central India Regional Council of ICI, during which the branch was honored with the Excellent Branch Award by CIRC, recognizing outstanding performance under his leadership. CA Satish Kumar Gupta ji has been the recipient of several prestigious accolades, including Best Member of the Year 2004 by the Rajasthan Tax Consultant Association, Yuva Pratibha Samman, recognizing his contribution and excellence as a young professional in the year 2002. A prolific speaker and writer, he has authored numerous papers and delivered insightful lectures at various seminars, residential refresher courses, and webinars. His areas of expertise include income tax assessment and reassessment, survey and search under the Income Tax Act, soft skills and personal development topics such as goal setting and career planning. With a deep commitment to knowledge and professional development, CA Satish Kumar Gupta continue to inspire and empower professionals across the country. So I welcome CA Satish Kumar Gupta ji. So please start his session.
Thank you, Vishal. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
My dear friend Samir Chaudhary ji, Managing Committee member of Ahmedabad branch, and I was listening his introduction from my Vice Chairman Vishnu Bhai, and I think he is a remarkable leader. Another speaker to whom I say, like we know Iron Man, we know the Missile Man, Mr. B. Modi.
Dear all, the Satish ji is out of India as of now, so maybe there is a technical problem.
He's MSME. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible. Yes, sir.
हाँ तो मैं Mr. GB Modi is a man, truly inspired from his words. I have heard him several times, and he is the person who can just make them our chartered accountant motivated towards other scope and other opportunities in chartered accountancy. So welcome GB Modi ji, welcome my dear Samir Bhai, welcome Vishal, welcome our secretariat led by the secretary of Ajit Tiwari, who is working great, and Vishnu Bhai, vice chairman of the committee. He is really so. Hello,
Yes, sir. Audible.
am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir, audible.
But I would like to feel sorry, my dear friend, that my network connection is not stable here. But I would like to complete with few lines. That as committee, we are here to work a lot. This year, we have taken two milestones: quality and availability, and we are working great in these two fields. And for the quality purposes, we are ensuring that as much as webinars covering all the aspects of the opportunity in profession we can cover this year. And as far as quality is concerned, again, I would like to tell that we shall just let close with the thanks. We know that
Okay.
members attending a large number. Continue with thank you. All the best.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Dear members, due to technical reasons, since he is out of India, so maybe he's not able to join perfectly. But yes, the thanks Satish Gupta ji for his opening remarks. Now I would like to invite our first speaker, C.A. Sameer Chaudhary ji, who is the first speaker of our session. And I would like to read the bio sheet of Sameer Chaudhary ji for our members. He is the senior partner at a reputed CA firm with various offices in India. He is panelist at the prestigious BRICS International Conference, contributing insights on GST advancements, AI integration, policy reforms, and delivers lectures on cybersecurity as an expert. He has been a sought after speaker at ICAI, ICMAI, bar associations, corporates, and has authored numerous articles on different platforms. He also serves as visiting faculty at different institutions. So without taking much time, I would like to invite CA Samir Chaudhary ji for his session. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Visalji. First of all,
Thank you.
I would like to thank most respected CCM and Chairman of the CP Committee, C. Satish Kumar Gupta, sir. Most respected CCM, C. Vishnu Kumar Agrawal, sir, who is the Vice Chairman of the CP Committee. Ajit Nath, sir, Secretary of the committee, and even our dear friend who is always supporting us at branch level. My co-speaker, GB Modi, sir, from Dhule, and Vishal Vardwaji from Alwar. Friends, if we are continuing on this thing, first of all, the point comes to our mind: what is forensic? And many people have many different thoughts on this. People always used to ask me, what is forensic? And I know many people, Visajo or Ajit ji, people can reply on a chat box, na? Is it
Yes,
possible?
sir. No,
Great.
not on chatbot, but if they raise the question, we will take up at the end of the session.
Okay, fine. So in chat we will not see, na? Fine, sir.
Yes, sir.
Friends, you have to just think. I'm giving you 30 seconds. When our session is on forensic accounting 2.0, and many experts would be there, I know, from various places. And even I got a messages from many universities of forensic that whether the students can join. And yes, it is possible. So I would suggest you have to just thought on your mind. In simple language, what does image depict you? Someone says some legal angle, someone says for forensic angle, someone says some fraud has taken place, someone will say some court cases must be there. So think in your mind, okay, what this image depicts you, friends. A very simple question I'm asking you कि ये image आपको क्या बताना चाहती है. When we're talking about this thing, only last 5 seconds are remaining. So please think in your mind, and you can even mention your question box if you want, that what does this image depicts you, friends. What is your thinking on this image? Many people have a different thinking. But when I ask to my son, who is of 7 years of age, he simply says, Papa, there is a book of a blue cover where name mentioned as a forensic accounting. There is a hammer. There is a ink pen, but which has been opened. Its nip is at some other places. He doesn't know that if you're opening an ink pen, the ink will evaporate and you are unable to use that. There is some specs is there which seems to be costly and even a gold plated one. And some papers and files is there. Some other things, who is an expert and who is thinking of this seminar or webinar, they will think, sir, it's about a legal angle, it's about a forensic angle, sir, a fraud has taken place, sir, some judge have just delivered an order, something may be there. Some even says me, sir, this is an ink pen which has been broken, so someone has been sentenced to death even. So friends, each and every person have a different perspective, and that's why I always say, welcome to the world of forensic accounting. Because forensic itself says you cannot make a single or simple way of thinking. Different person will have a different perspective, and when we think about different perspective, it always remind me of a old television serial which comes in a Sony TV. If anyone can think on that part, a very famous serial of our age, I would say, which says CID. First one was ACB Pradyuman. And I'm not talking about Saluke, who was a forensic expert over there. And I'm talking about a person who used to break the door. That is Daya. And if any case happens, any murder, something happens, so always ACB Pradyuman used to say, like this, Daya, kuch to gadbad hai. When such a things come in your mind, so forensic has taken some place in your mind and in your career. And for our topic, that this forensic accounting 2.0 is talking about fighting fraud and fueling opportunities. What we are going to discuss today is about introduction to fraud and forensic accounting, case studies, and few real life examples. What are the types of fraud when talking about forensic accounting? Fueling opportunities in forensic accounting, and last but not the least, what are the core techniques in forensic accounting 2.0. I'm going to discuss this topic at the end, but fifth one in the fourth, so that what are the opportunities there you can understand at the climax of the movie. Friends, I already have only approx 45 minutes, and even other faculty, a co-speaker of mine is waiting for me, so I will try to complete maximum by 5:05. Talking about this thing, friends, first of all, when we talk about forensic accounting, so forensic is such a term which used to work on different level. Means even forensic of a cyber forensic is there, forensic of documents is there, even in science it used to take place. But when talking about forensic accounting in India, it has taken birth after a famous fraud of a biggest fraud of accounting during that period, that is 2008-9, and that was a case of a Satyam. You all remember about Ramalinga Raju, a fantastic fraud of 7,000 crores, which shook the Indian world and even market reacted like that. So when talking about this thing, so forensic accounting has come to India, I would say, in the year 2008-9. But when talking about the world, which is very different thing, so we think अगर इंडिया में 2008-9 में आया है तो मे बी पॉसिबल इट हैज इवन टेकन प्लेस अर्लियर. Yes, friends, in US it has been discovered, or I would have talked about, in the way back in the 1930s. So please note 1930s and 2008-9, it has taken a considerable time. When talking about the considerable time and all this stuff, most important thing, whether forensic accounting work was taken place even earlier, yes, I'm going to discuss on that part after some time. When talking on that, first of all, question arises in my mind, what is fraud? And if what is fraud we're talking about, whether only consideration part, means any financial thing is considered as a fraud, and if it's a non-financial thing, like some emotions, some reputation, some goodwill damage, is also considered as a fraud. When talking about financial frauds, fraud refers to an intentional act. It is always says if someone have made some mistake, it is not considered as a fraud. But if there is some intention to make something, we are hearing about many more cases, friends, in the world. So please note, most important is an intentional act by one or more individuals among management or those charged with the governance, means a person who has an authority, employee or third party, involving the use of a deception to obtain an unjust or illegal advantage. If I am doing something intentional act, but no one is getting harm, and it's just for a fun. If you can remember, there was an incident before a decade that some students of IITs have just compromised a password of income tax ID of Sachin Tendulkar, respective Mukesh Ambani, and all these stuffs. But their intention was not an illegal and just, but the intention was just to do a gimmick with them. So intention was there, but they are not doing unjust. So we cannot classify the whole thing as this fraud. The notable points of above definition are intentional act, those charged with the governance, third party is involved, deception, or unjust advantage. Why we says about charged with governance or among management? Because that have that authority. They knows कि अंदर की बात क्या है. If we remember the talk of a Ramayana, there was a special character that is called a Ravan and Rama. And Ravan have not been get killed if Vibhishan have not met with the Lord Ram. And it is always said in Hindi, घर का भेदी लंका ढाए, and Vibhishan was talk about that saying. So if someone is not knowing what is going inside a company or any corporate, so chances of fraud reduces. I'm not it is nullify, but it reduces on that thing. So mostly such a persons are only there who used to conduct a fraud. If you're talking about fraud cases, there's a case study where you can see that various banks have been shown, which is a public sector bank, private sector banks, foreign banks, and so on. And year has been mentioned. How many frauds has taken place in a banks and what's the amount involved? All this amount is in crores, friends. The public sector bank fraud is 3,568 in the 1819. The amount involved was 63,283 crores. Coming to that, private sector bank was 2,286 number of frauds, and fraud was 6,742 crores. It has increased in the year 1920, and in the year April first quarter of 20, it has even got more, but it is only for the first quarter. Please note, friends. And such a way the fraud increase. People used to ask me, sir, why there's a huge on a large number of frauds in public sector bank and not in a payments bank or a small finance bank? Because of the quantum of the loans and all this stuff, friends. But what happens when any such kind of fraud takes place? 38% of fraud victims or a person who come to know about that fraud, they close the accounts at the financial institutions where fraud took place. There are many case studies. For example, PNB. There's a case study of a ICICI Bank with Chandra Kochar as a CEO of ICICI Bank. When the fraud has been announced, right, you remember that thing that when she has resigned, after that the fraud came into picture. But there was a long queue outside the bank branches and ATM to withdraw their money or close the accounts. So people when came to know about the fraud, the image, the goodwill of that institutions is in a stake. And so it makes a very negative impact everywhere. Talking about the same, now what is forensic accounting? Forensic accounting is an examination and evaluation of individuals or a company's financial information for use as evidence in a court of law. Most important, friend, if someone is asking you about forensic accounting, if you're telling that it is an financial information which can be used as an investing evidence in a court of a law, but which includes examination and individual evaluation of the things, you are going to get right. It even involves a detailed analysis of financial data to detect irregularities, inconsistencies, and potential fraud indicators. So, when talking about this thing, friends, I have asked you Whether there was a concept of forensic accounting even before 2008? Yes. But it was as a detailed investigation and analysis part. But the name was not mentioned as a forensic accounting. Let's introduce that thing. If it is the intersection of accounting, auditing, and investigative skills focused on uncovering financial fraud and misconduct by conducted by someone. It plays a vital role in legal proceedings by analyzing complex financial data to detect irregularities and support evidence-based conclusion. You can see over here, friends, information tech, investigation and litigation support means the specialized field is essential for resolving financial disputes and ensuring transparency in business practices. It can be used if there is some dispute between the partners or directors of a company, even if it is some marriage disputes, means in some divorce cases, that how much money has been, I would say, hidden by someone, other spouse on that part. Even some merger and acquisition, even in a due diligence part, people used to use that, and even any kind of litigation or many more things. This forensic accounting is useful. Moving further, what is the role of this? First of all, detection for financial irregularities. Second, investigation of fraudulent activities. If there's some fraudulent activities, an investigation for the same takes place. Support in legal proceedings. Prevention of financial losses and ensuring financial integrity. When talking on this thing, people should ask me, sir, why forensic accounting when we are doing an auditing? Even that report is useful for the court. Friends, kindly note this forensic accounting report is used as a primary evidence. And the person who is an expert in this thing, who have given a report, he may be called as a witness, expert witness in the court of law. But our documents, that is audit report and all these stuff, is used as a secondary data documents in the court of law. So this is a very thin line difference in this. What is the objective of forensic accounting? First, detection of financial frauds, prevention of foreign activities, and legal support and expert witness services. Means we say prevention, detection, and corrective actions. So first two things take place in objectives of forensic accounting. Let's discuss on few case studies and real life examples. I need to go quite faster because we have some lesser time. There is a famous case study of a Karuvanur Cooperative Bank scam in the year 2023, means the latest case study, and this has been taken from a money control website. What happened? Fake loan applications submitted to draw loans on properties that are already pledged in the bank. Means I would say double pledging or double funding of that thing. At least 46 property documents were used in such a manner. Loan amount deposited in different bank accounts, but finally reached a single beneficiary. And this is the most important thing. The loan has been sanctioned in, let's say, X name or Y name. And property may be held by X, and so double or triple times loan has been taken on that property, and that money is shifted to Mr. Jad, who is the real person who used to have this scam. Money then diverted to fund real estate deals. Nexus of bank officials, local real estate mafia, operated for 6 years before the fraud was discovered. So fraud is not something that chutki bajar ho gaya. It takes time. And when a greediness of a person increases, the big fraud takes place. Second is a ABG shipyard case study, a fraud which shooks the Indian and even the world with a whopping amount of 22,842 crores only. In India, we have a habit to mention only everywhere. So, amount CBI says that 28 banks lost in the ABG shipyard fraud, 7,089 crores due to ICICI Bank. We always say that National Bank used to have much more amount losses in frauds, but here a private bank, one of the famous private bank, which even have a very good diligence, have lost their money. That is 7,089 crores, 2,925 crores. Size of SBI exposure was there, and even 8.35 lakh crores Indian Bank's NPA as of March 2021. The four allegations or instance of alleged misappropriation of fund by the promoter Rishi Agrawal and ABG shipyard officials. What was that? It says that rupees 1,415 crores was allegedly transferred through. Please note, it's a very important thing that what is the modus operandi of that fraud? Through vendors and group firms and round tripping back to the company. What is this? Round tripping is a circulation of money across jurisdiction, culminating in its return to the jurisdiction of origin, usually as foreign investment. Let's say money has been gone to Malaysia, from that to Mauritius, and then coming back to India back in that origin account. AB Shipyard invested in rupees 326 crores worth of securities of ABG Singapore. And according to EY's forensic, because it was a EY was a forensic auditor in that, the money was have been siphoned out of the system. So they have created a new entity, that is ABG Shipyard at Singapore, and invested money to there. Even ABG Shipyard transferred rupees 83 crores to related firms, but the assets were allegedly not shown as part of the company's assets pool. And under restructuring, lenders set up a trust and retention account. The money coming into the company during the period is held in the TRA so that lenders can monitor its use. The SBI says over 50% of its receipt had been outside the arrangement, a breach of the restructuring agreement. So it really shook the world like anything. Third one is a PNB case study of amount of 11,400 crores fraud of whom? Of Nirav Modi of Mehul Choksi, where the account has been operated in a small bank, small branch of the PNB bank, and the authority should be there to the higher authority, but they were not knowing about this thing, and the loan was getting re-sanctioned every time. It was getting renewed without knowing that foreign banks where they are giving an LUT or LC of the product, and foreign banks is just issuing a limits and guarantee to that, and they're not getting its benefit. And it is said when one of the employee who has been retired, he have made a whistleblowing of this case, and then this comes into picture. And the PNB, which was even considered as a have got a award of the one of the, I would say, best award of India. But when this fraud takes place and it comes into picture of the public, the share price of the even PNB comes down. There's a long study of even this Satyam scam of 2009, India's biggest accounting scam. And if we're talking about this biggest accounting scam, the fraud took place and it has taken place for more than 14 years. And most important thing, the money has been routed to different places, and most important, to a company where you can say Satyam, reverse of Satyam, is called a Metas, Maytas, a company owned by his son of this Ramalinga Raju, and it has been diverted. People don't know why he have revealed about this fraud, because he have dismantled and even have, I would say, made everything forged, like board resolutions, the details of the thing. So even the auditor of that time, PwC, was even not knowing about this thing as per the documents. But for the first time, it has been seen in India that first time any big four has been penalized because of this case. And after this Satyam scam 2009, the forensic accounting came into picture in India. So in a gimmick, I always used to say that he is a father of having a starting of a forensic accounting in India. It's just for a fun, please note. Then another scam 2003, and it is obviously before forensic accounting, but this needs to be discussed. And this, even there is a web series of this thing, that is scam 2002 in Sony TV. When talking about that, Abdul Kalim Telgi, the lead role of the fixed stamp paper scam exposed ring with various politicians and top officials, one of the biggest scam India have ever faced, where Telgi's network spread across 13 states, which involved 16 offices, 1,000 employees, and 123 bank accounts in different 74 cities. So we don't understand that how these frauds take place. But when any fraud takes place, who are the stakeholders who gets affected with these frauds? One of them is creditors, the person who ask money from me, from my business, my institution. institution or businesses who have a linkage with my business, financial institutions and individuals who has given me loan, federal, local government, most important thing. Why government? Because government want to collect tax from me. And even if it's a big player, the image of the government is also in a stake in a global market. Stock market, financial market, and investors. When talking about last two stakeholders, I recall about this web series of Harshad Mehta, Scam 1992, where if you can recall friends, he has a friend who was his neighbor and have started to invest in a money and even have left the job when Harshad Mehta started to give him a tip, and he was too much happy. But at the end, when the fraud takes place, when this scam has been exposed to the public and share market started to tumble, his wife came at the end and says, आपने मेरे पति को मार दिया है. He suicide because of you. So when such a things happen, friends, so at that moment of time, at that time, friends, stakeholders are really in a stake. Moving further, what are the types of fraud? When talking about the types of frauds, friends, there are few frauds, financial frauds, I would say, because we are talking of forensic accounting. There's a loss of revenue, theft of assets, the assets which have been theft. If we recall our articles of days, please put a hand on your heart and please ask yourself, when we get any assignment in our classes or we need some paper, we just see here and there and tell our colleague who is even an article, please see no one is coming, and we get a printout at office from office and not informing even to our principal and other seniors on that part. So even that silly thing is even a theft of assets. On a lighter note, showing a false expenses. If any company's profit gets increases, it starts to show false expenses. And we remember that section 40A3, a limit of 10,000 rupees to a single person single day. Even people used to make this thing. Corruption, we know it is rooted in India. Theft of information, yes, friends, if it's a theft of an information, even it shows as a financial fraud. Using a fraudulent applications, misuse of assets, misusing any assets, dishonest business partner, and yes, fraudulent billing. So we can say about a GST, fake invoicing, all these stuffs. So it will fall under fraudulent billing. Means the goods or services is not moved actually, it's not actually delivered, and a bill has been raised for that thing. What are the ways of committing financial fraud? I'm not here to guide you of how to commit a fraud, but I'm just showing you the ways people are doing. First, to source a fictitious income in books of accounts. And on a lighter note, please note, friends, that this year many people's income will move from 5 or 7 lakh to 12 lakh rupees. And even the GDP of India will even boost up. Why? Because the income tax return limit have been raised to 12 lakh rupees from 7 lakh rupees in a new regime. So it is going to take place, we all knows that. Improper expense recognition, someone want to show someone is getting their GP, higher GP, they want to lower their GP. So if there's some expense, let's say some packaging expenses there, or let's say some electricity expense of office is there, or some salary of employees there, they may misrecognize or improper recognize that thing to a direct expense instead of indirect expense, and the GP will lower down. The same way, if someone is getting a lower GP, they can improperly define the direct expense to indirect expense and the GP will get changed. So by this mean, even the financials get difference. Someone will say, sir, there is no any changes in a financial profit or loss. Yes, it is there. It is no any changes is there. But because of this, the GP have took and it is going to make a difference in that. Incorrect assets for liability valuations, hidden liabilities and secret reserves, unsuitable disclosures where disclosures should be made or not to be made, but unsuitably it has been disclosed in books of accounts. Deceptions such as manipulations, falsification, or alteration of accounting records or supporting documents. If in books of accounts the figure was 1 lakh rupees and someone added a zero after that, it comes to 10 lakh rupees. Or someone have erased something and mentioned some other figure, or have changed the head of the books of accounts. It is called as deception, friends. misrepresentation in or intentional omission from the financial statements, significant events, transactions, or the information, and intentional misapplication of accounting principles, which has a many more example, like not using a FIFO method in case of pharmacy and using a LIFO method where the even the medicine is going to get expire. So many more things is there. Even fraudulent financial reporting, which shows about manipulation or falsification, which includes even a forgery or alteration, misrepresentation, or intentional omission, or intentional misapplication of accounting principles. Talking further, friends, there is one of the method. Let me discuss in a minute about teaming and leading. What happens in this method? Let's say you are having a multiple debtors in your books of accounts. The amount collected from customer A of let's say 100 rupees, it was not recorded in books of accounts, but that amount has been in the pocket of a cashier or person who is handling this thing. In transaction 2, when he is getting the same amount of 100 rupees from customer B, instead of recording in the books of B, he used to record as a collection from record A, and now not recording collection from a recording B. And this way, the amount is not recorded in same account but in a different account, and in middle the money has been in a dispute, and even they don't show that thing in the books of accounts, and it's going to make an impact, and the frauds when makes a bigger fraud, bigger picture, so it comes into picture, and there's a huge loss at that moment of time. So friends, if you remember, many statutory auditor of a banks and other people used to ask for a third party confirmation, and so this is a very good tool if you're having a third party confirmation on a regular basis from your big debtors having a large transaction or large amount of closing balance, or a debtors who is having a zero balance. So at that time there is a chance that smoothly and effectively this fraud can be curbed out. Moving further, few of the more frauds are credit card frauds, money laundering, embezzlement of funds, mortgage fraud, tax evasion, phishing, and insurance fraud. If we're talking on this thing, let's say an employee is there who is engaged in the misuse of the business resources, which results in financial losses, reputational damages, and even legal consequences at that time. Now, not talking about fueling of an opportunity right now, we'll discuss after some time on that. Before that thing, let's discuss about the core techniques in forensic accounting. Few of the core techniques are, friends, one is a fraudster. So there is a theory angle where it says that हम अगर बोलते हैं दया कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, so a tool is used in forensic auditing that explains three interrelated elements that assist the commission of a fraud. First is a pressure or motive to do any kind of fraud. Let's say if someone is addicted to something like drugs or alcohol, or he's having some pressure. Let's say about the old movie, माँ का ऑपरेशन है, I need to fund for my mother's operation, and someone who lost some money in, let's say, the recent IPL or something else. If such a thing happens, he has a high amount of pressure. At that time, he motivates to conduct some kind of a fraud. Opportunities there. If some opportunities there means ability to carry out the fraud, so person will try, because if he's not having an integrity, so easily fraud can take place. For example, let's say, friends, if I'm talking about an opportunity of a fraud, let's say there's some cashier or a manager in a company, and the owner is residing outside India and is not asking for any kind of accounts and what profit or loss it is made. Any amount which is sent by the company in charge to him, he's satisfied with that, and he's not asking anything about that from many years. So what do you think? What is chances of a fraud in such a company? Vice versa. If there is some company, friends, if let's say there is some company and they are asking for the accounting and all the records on a weekly basis or on a daily basis. So what is the chances of a fraud at that time? In both this scenario, you can understand in the first scenario, the chance of fraud is high. In the second scenario, the chance of fraud is very much low. Third is a rationalization, means justification of doing a dishonest intention. You must have heard the old dialogue, Don को पकड़ना मुश्किल ही नामुमकिन है. And in that movie, the Don used to do cheating and fraud from many, I would say, high class people. But he used to serve to the person who is of a low background, who is not having an income. And he justified that thing. People are making mischief from the government, they're not paying tax and they are having a black money. I'm just shifting that money from here to there. I'm not doing anything wrong. If person is doing a wrong and having a dishonest intention, but it justifies that, he do not feels, and even if he feels, he do not shows that I'm doing anything wrong. So at that time, the fraudster comes into picture. So these are the basic three tools, I would say, called a fraud triangle. But when talking on this thing, one more thing have been added, which shows that if there is not a capability of a person to any kind of a fraud, the fraud haven't take place. Means we talk about that is called a theory of a four angle, that is called a fraud diamond. Means we talk about opportunity, motivation, and explanation. Now comes about a capability. Let's say if some company has of 10,000 rupees per day, he cannot sign it in a total of more than 10,000 rupees. So what can be amount of a fraud, friends? It cannot be much more if I'm talking about 300 days in a year where a company is working. So it can be hardly, I would say 10,000 into 300, nothing more than that. But let's say, friends, if the vice versa situation, we have discussed about a CEO of a company like Ramalinga Raju, Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi, and many people have heard about the this podcast of Vijay Malia, which was now talking of the period right now. So if they have that authority, they can have much more frauds. So even that can take place. Further, we talk about fraud pentagon. What is this? If a person has an opportunity, pressure or motivation, rationalization, and even a capability, so he can conduct a fraud. But there is one more chance that mostly fraudster is an arrogant person. Either he is too much supportive, too much over friendly, or his arrogance. So if you are finding this thing in a person and you have some doubt, the doubt point can be pointed out over there. It's not compulsory that he is the only fraudster, but chance of that thing increases. There is a fraud tree which classify about the occupational fraud and abuse classification system, which talks about corruption, asset misappropriation, and financial statement fraud. Where in corruption we says about two things: conflict of interest means purchasing scheme or sales scheme, and bribery means invoice kickbox and bid rigging, illegal gratuities, and economic extortion. I'm enhancing the screen. Same way asset misappropriation where there are different parts of a cash and inventory and all other assets, which comes as theft of cash on hand, theft of cash receipts means scheming or cash larceny, or fraudulent disbursement. Inventory or other assets means misuse or larceny of a things. In talking about financial statement frauds, it can be net worth or net income overstatements or net worth or net income understatements. I'm not discussing the thing in a very detailed manner, but it has been provided by CFE, that is Certified Fraud Examiner Fraud Tree, and which normally suggests multiple kinds of a fraud which takes place. Then there is a law that is called a Benford law theory. Benford law is a very important theory which describes that the predictable distribution of leading digits in naturally occurring data sets means, let's say there is a number called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the first figure will come at that appropriate level. And in normal case things, if such a digit is taking place, it's a perfect one. It can be nearby, or else there can be a manipulation on that thing. Let's say the digit 1 appears around 30% of the time. while 9 appears less than 5%. So it says that there is a theory and it shows that the one number comes maximum time and 9 number comes in the minimum time. You can see over here, if the 30 with 3 number is there, which is coming near to 3 or 4%, 3% only, so there can be chance of a fraud over there. And if one number is coming more than that and 9 number is even coming high, so there is some chance that 3 and 9 has been highlighted. So there can be some manipulation in this thing. Deviation flag potential data manipulation, monitor expense report for digit anomalies, and Excel and Python tools automate this analysis, friends. Further, this is called a Z score analysis. Altman Z score predicts bankruptcy risk for public companies. A score below 1.81 indicates distress for a company, and 1.81 to 2.9 is a gray zone, and above 3 is safe for a company. And this form is expanded for private firms and even non-profit combines key financial ratios. So there is a, I would say, arithmetic formula which describes for few things like working capital upon total assets, retained earning upon total assets, EBIT, not EBITDA, but EBIT upon total assets, market value of equity upon total liabilities, and sales upon total assets. Moving further, friends, there is some more scores, that is a Benny Sam score, which identifies firms likely to manipulate financial statements. It uses even 8 variables, which is DSRI, GMI, AQI, and SGI. And M score above minus 2.22 signals a high probability of a manipulations. This only signifies the thing. It's not come a fraud has taken place, but if the probability hits on that part, the high chance that fraud may have taken place. For instance, WorldCom's $3.8 billion fraud was flagged by M-score anomalies also only. And the score in which I'm doing PhD right now is a Montesi score. This score is very less discussed in forensic world, which has been, I would say, discovered in the 2008 by James Montier. It says that Montesi score assess earning quality by analyzing accounting red flags. It incorporates 6 different factors. A score greater than 4 suggests aggressive accounting practices. Means higher the numbers, higher the chance of having a fraud. This score significantly enhances traditional financial statement analysis, which says about receivable analysis, increase, tax rate changes, R&D expense, inventory buildup, cash flow decrease instead of increase, it is decreasing, and high capital expenditure, and so significant investment that may not yield return. If such a thing happens, obviously some different kinds of situation like COVID is a separate part, but else we have researched about the more than 80, I would say precisely 87 companies you can search on a NSE that have went into bankruptcy and IBC listed in NSE. When we are analyzing of these companies, so we can find that there is actually this course is app score is really effective in this such a thing. It used to play a major role in that. Talking about the opportunity, since we only have a 10 minutes with us, and I have tried that I should cover maximum in a less time. Friends, whether forensic accounting is really filling opportunities to us or what, or people just making it a hype. When talking about today's world, friends, one thing we all knows, and that is in our mind, is that now normal accounting is not that much effective. Because let's think, if we are ordering on Zomato, Swiggy, or Book My Show, you are getting invoices on real-time basis. And if we are, I'm talking about Zomato, in a single day, at least 1 million to 2 million order have is taking place. How a person can get out of this? It's a very simple thing, friends. When you are ordering anything on Zomato, at the end they will pop up some numbers, and that number is the number of orders that has taken place on that single day. So if you will do any ordering on some holidays or on some Sunday at 11:58 p.m. I have even taken some experiments, so it even crosses 2 million, something like that. And let's say if in place, so a normal accounting, normal thing cannot recognize and take care of that. At that moment of time, such a forensic accounting is going to be ineffective. And we know with the AI, with the technology, the future is a forensic, and it has a very good amount of opportunity in this thing. Forensic audit is an emerging field for professionals that we all know. The number of frauds are increasing, and so the number of forensic auditors. Please note, banks and other regulatory bodies are empowering CAs and other professionals making their own panel of forensic auditor. There was two empanelment was open right now before some days. One is for ASM, that is Agency for Special Monitoring, and second for forensic accounting for with IBA and Indian Bank Association, where there was a discussion about the fraud of more than 50 crores and less than 50 crores. When talking on this thing, so this is only about the Indian Bank Association, which is giving chance for a empanelment. Even now, private players even give you a chance of doing a forensic accounting, because if any fraud is taking place in any corporates, so they try not to disclose the same in the public, but they want an assistance from a person who is an expert in that thing. And even we get a very hefty amount of fees at that point of time. And even in many cooperative banks, in many institutions, even SEBI get the members empaneled with them. Even SFIO is there, Serious Fraud Investigation Officers. So there are many places where people are getting empaneled. Talking on this thing, friends, what are the specialized degree and certification in forensic accounting? So mm, even BSc people are having a forensic accounting courses right now. Master of Science is there in that field, but talking about commerce, most impressive CFE, that is Certified Fraud Examiner course, means that is a ACFE of US, and approx only 90,000 to 1 lakh professionals of that is only there, and it is considered one of the highest level of degree in forensic accounting. Even we have a forensic accounting and fraud investigation course, that is FAFI, in our ICI, that is post qualification course. There's an MBA in forensic accounting and even postgraduate diploma for that. So all these courses is going to helpful at that time. Moving further, what is the entry level fees or salary many people gets? At entry, if you're having a good knowledge, you are getting a good opportunity. Entry forensic accountants with 1 to 3 years of experience earn at least 12 lakh 19,000 per year. Average size 16 lakh 70,000, and with 8 year plus experience, it's not 21 lakh rupees, but even it goes to 50 lakh and 60 lakh rupees, friends. Having a very good amount where all this forensic accountant can get work for AI and machine learning using algorithms to detect financial irregularities, blockchain audits means examining cryptocurrencies, transactions for illicit activities, data analytics means visualizing complex financial data for fraud detection, cyber forensics, investigating digital evidence related to financial crimes, ESG fraud, that is detecting fraud related to environmental and social governance, and regulatory compliance means understanding changing regulations in forensic accounting. So, friends, it's 5 o'clock right now. I'm opening the segment for question and answers for last 5 minutes. If people have, we can be in touch anytime, and you can even subscribe my YouTube channel if you want. Fintech Chanakya, where I used to share knowledge in a very easiest manner. And thank you for giving your time. Vishalji, it's 5 p.m. So I tried कि जितना हो सकता है समय पे मैं पूरा करूं, because people are even here to know about GB Modi sir for his topic.
Samir
So
ji,
yes
Uh,
sir. So if there is any question, sir, you can ask me, or else I can hand over to sir.
Sir, thank you so much, Samirji, for your insightful sessions and deep knowledge sharing. I hope the members will benefit at large about your deliberations. and thank you so much. We don't have any as of much question as of now, but one question is there that do you recommend CAs to get additional degree or certification to excel in forensic accounting?
Sir, I would suggest yes, people can take that thing because having an additional degree will add on their knowledge, first of all, technology using, and even that degree matters a lot. If people are having a degree of, let's say, ACFE, so it is even people may get job in FBI. I'm not talking about CBI, but even
Hmm.
FBI. And even multinational companies and big fours are focusing on that thing even.
Okay.
So it is going to helpful for them, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. And the second question is, what is the first step to start forensic accounting practice?
I have a knowledge of that, first of all.
Okay.
In the knowledge about forensic accounting. Second, the criteria for this forensic accounting is very much tough with the
Hmm.
IB. And there is even a fees for that. Let's say
Hmm.
application fee is 50,000 rupees for the newcomer.
Hmm.
And 2 5 lakh rupees plus GST after that. So which is very much costly for people. So charity always begins from home. You gain the knowledge of that and start working with your clientele. You make them knowledge on that part and don't talk always only on fraud, but to enhance their system, to put a control in their system so that fraud do not take place, or even
Hmm.
have some FOC for them.
Hmm.
Not going to do much more work. Once that can be recognized on that part, you are going to get benefit even in longer run.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And I would like to thanks Samir Chaudhary ji for your insightful sessions. And I would like to announce that we started with 400 members at the time of inauguration, and right now we are uh, around 900 members are present here. So
That's
it's like
right. You're
from
right.
400 to 900 members in a hour. So it's like कि धोनी मार रहा है और आपका सेशन चल रहा था और काफी मेंबर्स ने ज्वाइन किया. तो थैंक यू सो मच सर. थैंक यू सो मच. नाउ आई वुड लाइक टू shift to our second speaker and second session, CAGB Modi ji. So before concluding, before inviting him, I would like to uh, present his bio with the members. He has been in practice for more than 35 years now, and his areas specializations includes obtaining subsidies from the state government, central government organization, Ministry of Textile, NABARD, National Horticulture Board, Ministry of Food Processing from central government, etc. He has delivered lectures in more than 30 physical seminars across India and abroad, and has been a speaker in more than 80 webinars. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. GB, sir, over to you, please.
Thank you, Mr. Vishal, for your kind word of wisdom for me.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, thanks to the committee for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with the members. And such a large number of members are attending. This shows that their interest in the topic. So directly I am coming to my topic, which is assigned to me. That is opportunities for CAs in MSME. Nowadays, there is a buzzword among the chartered accountant community that day on day off the opportunities for chartered accountants are diminishing. But if you ask me, in my opinion, the opportunities for chartered accountants are increasing day by day. If we just shift our focus from traditional practice to non-traditional practice, and for that, our Honorable Prime Minister has declared the Make in India and Make for World concept immediately after becoming the Pradhan Sevak of our country from Red Fort on 15th August 2014. Make in India and make for the world. It means that the government is giving nowadays a red carpet treatment the globe over, the manufacturers all over the world to come and establish their manufacturing units within the territory of Bharat. What it shows? It shows that each and every state government of the country and the central government is now very proactive, positive, giving welcome treatment to the manufacturers in the country. And as a practicing chartered accountants, what should be our approach? Normally, our role start once the industry has come into existence. They have achieved a particular turnover, they have achieved a particular income. Then our role as a chartered accountant to do the auditing, to file the income tax return, to file the GST returns comes. But if you ask me, a chartered accountant who is providing this MSME services, mentoring to the MSMEs in the country, the day the idea come in the minds of the promoters of the nation or the world who is looking after India as a platform to establish their manufacturing unit, the day idea comes in their mind, we have a role to play with them to help them to achieve their goals of establishing the manufacturing enterprises. Nowadays, each and every state government in the country, they are giving red carpet treatment. They are inviting the entrepreneurs world over from within India. आइए मध्य प्रदेश में निर्माण करिए. That's why the government of Madhya Pradesh has held Global Investor Summit on 24-25 February 2025. Have you seen these days? Previously, the government of Gujarat, right from 2003 onward, is organizing Vibrant Gujarat Summit. Now, if you see Rajasthan, Rising Rajasthan, Jaipur, a investor summit was organized by the government of the state of Rajasthan. Maharashtra MSME Expo, a industry specific expo was organized by the state of Maharashtra to attract the enterprises who are in defense sectors. Invest Karnataka 2025, reimagining growth. So it is not only that the central government is giving boost to make in India. Each and every state government of the country, even the smallest state in the country, invest. Kerala Global Investor Summit, February 2025. Tamil Nadu Global Investor Summit. Andhra Pradesh Growth Story World Economic Forum. Invest in Assam, a recently organized event on 25th, 26th February 2025. So what it shows? It shows the government has done its job. Now it is our role as a practicing chartered accountant to grab the opportunity, to find the opportunities from whatever efforts are taken by the state government and central government. And you will come to know in subsequent slides how we practicing chartered accountant can get the opportunity from various initiatives taken by the state government. What is happening in these investor summits? The state government is undertaking memorandum of understandings with various entrepreneurs who are willing to establish their manufacturing unit in that state. They are also proclaiming their individual state industrial policies, which are giving incentives, which are giving grants, which are having, say, various types of schemes for establishing the industries in their respective states. So, what is the role a chartered accountant is supposed to play? In my opinion, we must attend, if we belong to the state of Assam, such type of investor summit, because here we will come to know about one-to-one what are the policies declared by the state of Assam, what are the investors who are interested in establishing unit, what are the benefits, what are the industries which are coming in the state of Assam under this investment summit. So we get the first-hand information in these conferences, is this type of investor summits. And due to this, the investment is attracted by respective states in their respective states by way of offering various types of incentive. So these are the opportunities for we chartered accountants. Now, the government of India, the ministry, the first time it has happened that the finance minister has revised the definition of MSME in her budget presentation. Otherwise, the MSME definition was changed in 2020 during Corona period by the Honorable MSME Minister Nitinji Gadkari. But now it has become the topic of the Ministry of Finance to revise the definition of MSME. And if you see the definition of MSME, now the micro enterprises having investment up to 2.5 crore will be recognized as a micro enterprises. See what is happening in the official part of Bharat. If you go to the say tier 3, tier 4 cities of the states or the districts and the talukas of the state of the nation Bharat, you will find that so many units are coming having investment ranging up to 2.5 crore. Small enterprises, investment up to 25 CR will be now recognized as a MSME units. Medium enterprises, 125 crore. Friends, we all chartered accountants are conversant with the bank audits, and we know what is the priority sector advances to whom the bankers are recognizing as a priority sector advances. We have been given the priority in disbursement of the term loan, and recently the Reserve Bank of India has reduced the rate of MCLR by 0.50 basis points. So the effective rate of interest which is charged to MSME will be now in the range of 8.15 to 8.50%. So here, friends, with the revision of the investment threshold limit for MSME and the revision in the MCLR rate, in my opinion, more and more opportunities are coming in front of we chartered accountant if we look after this non-traditional area of practice. I will be using this phrase non-traditional area of practice versus the traditional area of practice, which we all chartered accountants are conversant and which we are regularly doing, like GST, income tax, tax audit, corporate audit, income tax return filing, and all assessment related matters relating to these two taxes. But if we look after MSME and the subsequent slides, you will come to know the opportunities and the annual turnover. Even in a company is listed on the stock exchange and it is having a turnover up to 500 crore, then it will be recognized as a medium scale enterprises, getting all the advantage of MSME. So this revised definition of MSME has increased our opportunity in the field of this upcoming field, or you can say a sunrise area of practice, which is untapped area of practice. So far, our members, our institute has not concentrated on this area of practice, that this can be a bread and butter for we practicing chartered accountant. I'm not concerned with the, you can say metro cities of the country. But if you go to the tier 3, tier 4 cities or taluka, tehsil places or small district places in various parts of Bharat like Assam, Mizoram, and Tamil Nadu, or say Orissa, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, or say in the state of Gujarat, you will find number of chartered accountants are doing traditional work in their own cities and talukas. But if they concentrate on, in addition to their traditional practice, to this MSME practice, the opportunities are upcoming, or it is in existence, but we have not taken into consideration. Friends, as far as our traditional area of practice is concerned, I think majority of you will agree or may not, but in my point of view, being into 35 years in the practice, the bread and butter of our professions, or the entire ICAI members are getting their professional opportunities from only two ministries of the central government, that is Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Ministry of Finance. So what it means, the government had utilized the services of chartered accountants to earn the money. Wherever the income part of the government is there, they are taking, or they are undertaking, or they are providing, or they are they are interested in getting the services of chartered accountants in the country. So the entire profession of chartered accountant, if we remove these two ministries of the central government, we have a big zero in our hand. So as far as the Ministry of Finance, that income tax, GST, tax audit, corporate audit, everything is done by the Ministry of Finance. So I can say it is a bread and butter of our profession. If these two Ministry of Corporates and Ministry of Finance, remove the, or they decide that we don't need the services of chartered accountants, there will be a big question mark in front of us. But friends, I'm putting in front of you, just look after the slides in front of practice, or you are in the industrial area of practice, the name of the ministry If you read the name of the ministry itself says that the ministries are created for the development of the industries in sector specific industries. The Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. A cabinet level ministry is created by the Honorable Pradhan Mantri Atal Bihari Ji Vajpayee in 2000 years. A separate cabinet ministry has come into existence to take the care of the micro and small enterprises in the country. And friends, that's why those members who are interested to serve the MSME in the country, they should at least for half an hour in a week must surf the website of the Ministry of Micro Small Enterprises. Then they will come to know how a members can serve the MSME in the country, because there are number of schemes which are undertaken by the MSME ministry. Come to the next ministry, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The name itself summarizes our profession is linked to Ministry of Commerce. What we chartered accountants are doing, we are helping the government to fulfill the object of commerce, barter system. Our own colleague, ICAI, who is a chartered accountant, Mr. Piyush Goyal, is the cabinet minister of this ministry. What is this Stand Up India, Startup India, ease of doing business, Stand Up India, or you can say various other initiatives, that seed fund scheme? It is the child Department of Industrial Promotion and Internal Trade, DPIIT, is the department under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So friends, there are number of departments which comes under this ministry, and this ministry can be a bread and butter for us. Untapped area, ignored area by the chartered accountant community. Ministry of Textile, Roti, Kapda or Makan. Why the East India Company has come to India? To do the textile business. Now it's an emerging sector in the country. There are 11 states in the country who are cotton growing. There are polyester based or natural fibers. So Ministry of Textile is having number of schemes in the country. Integrated Textile Park, PM Mitra Park, technical textile schemes. So many schemes are declared by Ministry of Textile. Just ask yourself, my friends who are listening to me, have we thought that this ministry can become a bread and butter, or we can do some services on behalf of this ministry for the nation at large? World over, industries are coming in Bharat to establish their manufacturing units because of the scheme launched by this various ministry. Ministry of Food Processing Industries, as I told you, Roti, Kapda or Makan. Ministry of Food Processing is a priority sector. If we want to grow our agriculture sector, if we want to feed the 140 crore population of our country, the Ministry of Food Processing Industries is having number of schemes. Just compare with two ministries of the central government, Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Ministry of Finance. Compared to this ministry, there are number of ministries which are providing us professional opportunities. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, the government of India's missions by 2047, Atmanirbhar Bharat, green energy, 500 gigawatt of solar panel energy. So many solar, and you see the subsequent public issues related to solar. Every public issue is oversubscribed, and the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is offering attractive benefits for rooftop solar panel to be established on the rooftop of MSME units. They are having number of scheme, Kusum scheme for agriculture. Then on our rooftop of the residence up to 300 units, there is a cash subsidy up to 76,000 rupees for rooftop solar panel on residential premises. So this ministry is a bread. This can be a professional opportunity. Ministry of Heavy Industry. The name itself suggests that it's an industry which has been established to take care of large ultra mega projects in the country. And this ministry, particularly Ministry of Heavy Industry, is doing miracle as far as the electric vehicles are concerned. They are having number of schemes, FAME 1, FAME 2, now electric mobility schemes. They are coming out with number. Just ask, who is implementing these schemes? Government of India is declaring the scheme. Various ministries are declaring the scheme. But as a chartered accountant, what role we can play from the ministry's point of view, from the industry's point of view, ministry has declared the scheme. We chartered accountants are having the analytical skill. We can understand the scheme very well, and we can educate the prospective entrepreneurs who are planning to establish their industry in the country. We can educate them to get the benefits out of these schemes. Ministry of Electronics Information Technology. You will ask what the role a chartered accountant is supposed to play as far as this Ministry of Mighty is concerned. Ashwin Vaishnavji is doing miracle in the country. And you know, after this Modi government has come into existence, Digital India, a concept of cashless banking, everything, minimum government and maximum governance was the motto of our Prime Minister. And that's why this ministry is coming out with a number of schemes. Semiconductor, 76,000 crore schemes. India BPO promotion scheme, India semiconductor scheme, production linked incentive schemes. Friends, if you name any ministry in the country, under each ministry there are number of departments, and each department can be a practice unit for we chartered accountants. If we see in that perspective, that yes, we chartered accountant can get the professional opportunities. Just remove the word MSME. It is not only subsidy consultancy, but as a members, we can guide the IT guys in the country. We are graduating in large numbers from engineering colleges, how to take the advantage of the Ministry of Information Technology. Rather than becoming job seekers, they can become job givers by implementing the various schemes of the Ministry of Information and Technology. Recently launched a scheme, 23,000 crore rupees, electronic component manufacturing schemes. I think a month before, Honorable Ashwini Vaishnav sir has declared that scheme. How much of we are aware? We say that this is not a bread for us. This is not a cup of tea for we chartered accountant. Let some industry will go, unfold the policy. They will establish the unit, and then our role as a chartered accountants will come. We will help them to get their audit done. But the industry need our services to understand the schemes, understand the guidelines, understand the eligibility, how to make the application, where to make the applications. It is not only that subsidy is concerned. When an entrepreneur is coming with a promoter with the object that I want to establish say electronic component manufacturing unit, as a practicing CA into MSME practice, we can guide the promoters to prepare or to form his constitution, either as a proprietor, partnership, private limited, LLP, or various other types of entities. Then the next role comes to prepare the project report, approach to the bankers for funding the projects. If we are into that area of practice, once the bank has sanctioned the loan, then creating the mortgage with the registrar of companies, that is charge creation, capital increase, and the role of subsequent that subsidy matters and all these things. So what will happen? If you are associated with the promoters of any manufacturing enterprises, from the date of conception of the idea in his mind, I think your traditional practice will automatically increase. Because you have been associated, you are doing mentorship, you are doing hand-holding, you are supporting to the promoters, right from the concept stage to the commissioning stage, and you are associated with in his account writing, his GST return filing, his constitution, his bank loan sanction. So you are associated with him, and that will increase your traditional practice. If friends, we are into industrial practice. Now comes to other ministry. What I want to put in front of you, there I can give you number of schemes and what are the percentage of the subsidy. That was not the intention of committee. The committee's intention was to put in front of you the opportunities available to chartered accountants in this MSME area, this non-traditional area of practice. That's why I'm putting in front of you what are the areas and how to enter into this area of practice and how we can grow our traditional practice side by side when we are into non-traditional area of practice. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers and Welfare. Such Friends, none of the government in the country, whether it is a state government or whether it is a central government, no government can dare to ignore the agriculturists in the country, because they are the biggest vote bank of the country, of the all the political parties in the country. So each government is having schemes, number of schemes for or for the various types of agriculturists in the country. And if you ask me the departments which are there in the Ministry of Agriculture, I think more than 500 departments will come, universities and so many things at Gram Panchayat level or at Jilla Parishad level. So many schemes are there. Mahatma Gandhi Employment Guarantee Scheme. How much is the fund allocation by the central government? Here, we chartered accountants has multi-role to play as per as this ministry of this agri. So, friends, I have put in front of you some eight ministries in front of you. If you ask me, the cabinet of the central government, there are around 52 cabinet ministers in the central government. And just imagine our entire profession last 75 years concentrated on two ministries of the central government, and we chartered accountants are not capable of handling the two ministries' work. If we just think beyond, our ICAI, our council members come out with such type of webinar and seminars, and thus they target each ministry. There should be one committee for one ministry, I think, in the ICAI. Then see the role, the opportunities available to the chartered accountants in the country. There are 52 cabinet ministers, and if you want to know the names of the ministry in the country, just see the slide in front of you and just imagine yourself what role a chartered accountant can, because each ministry is having a mission, vision and schemes for the development of the citizens of this country. I think Ministry of Finance is the earning ministries of the central government, and rest of the ministries of the expenditure maker ministry of the country. They are for the welfare of the citizens of India. And when the government is taking help of chartered accountants, they says that your signature is more valuable than the signature of the Prime Minister of India, only for earning point of view. Why not at the expenditure point of view? The government thinks that let us take the help of chartered accountants to curb the corruption in the country, to have the end use control on the end use of the funds of the government, which is hard-earned tax paid by the citizens of this country. So Ministry of Defense, Operation Sindoor, we have successfully done this battle against the Pakistan. Ministry of Defense, the highest budget allocation by the Ministry of Finance for the defense. Just imagine who is doing. I am not claiming, or I am saying that there is no accountability. Every expenditure made by every ministry has to be accounted for. There is bookkeeping, there is accounting, there is a double entry system of accounting. There must be a trial balance. When there is a trial balance, there must be receipt and payment, income expenditure account, balance sheet account. Just ask, who is doing this work in Defense Ministry? We have a role to play. Ministry of Cooperations, Ministry of Health and Family, where Ayushman Bharat, 5 lakh rupees, there is no need to pay any amount to the patient, to the hospitals. So many patients are taking help and getting the benefits of through this Ayushman Bharat scheme. But who is doing accounting? Who is doing accountability? End use of the funds, whether input-output ratio, the benefit, ultimate benefit to the citizens. Ministry of Finance, we are aware. Ministry of External Affairs. Nowadays, the globe has become the economy. The barriers of trade and business has gone beyond the boundaries of the nations. So Ministry of External Affairs, Jai Shankar is doing excellent work as far as India is now become a biggest exporter. We have become the fourth largest economy in the country because of the export potential industries are getting. Ministry of Power, without power there is no industry. Number of schemes, number of projects are undertaken by Ministry of Powers, Ministry of Education, our own ministry, Ministry of Panchayat Raj, Ministry of Railways, Ministry of Information Technology, Electronics Ministry. Friends, each and every ministry if you name it, I think each chartered accountant, and if the institute just look after this ministry, and a directorate is formed at ICI to look after this ministry, the vision, missions, and object, the role a chartered accountant can play in this ministry. I think it is not only that MSME, we chartered accountant has immense opportunity. Still, there is another slide. 52 ministries in the central government. Each ministry is having a professional opportunity. I am putting in front of you some name of the ministries. That is, you may call it as an MSME benefits available to we members. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfares. What are the schemes? Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, 1 lakh crore for agro processing, food processing industry with an interest subvention of 3%. Declared by Honorable Pradhan Sevak on 15th August 2021 from the Red Fort, 1 lakh crore. So many agriculture, food processing, cold storages are taking the advantage of this AIF scheme. Each and every bankers in the country are willing. They are behind. They are, I think, State Bank of India and HDFC Bank are the biggest loan giver under these schemes of the Ministry of Agriculture, that is AIF schemes. PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, Atma, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima, Enam, Horticulture, M Kisan, Jaivik Kheti. These are some name of the scheme. But friends, really, any member who are listening to me is very much interested. He can say, I am a chartered accountant who is doing exclusive practice only in the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer. Beyond that, I am not doing any other work. I think he will earn more than a traditional chartered accountant doing traditional practice. This is my understanding. Ministry of Food Processing Industry, the name itself suggests. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. This is a name, PM Kisan Sampada. But under this scheme, there are another 9 sub-schemes. And one of that scheme is in existence today, that is cold chain facility and agriculture agro processing cluster, giving subsidy of 10 crore rupees for establishing agro processing cluster in the country. So in each and every state of the country, under this PM Kisan Sampada Yojana, the Ministry of Food Processing is offering subsidy right from 5 crore to 10 crore of the project cost, subject to say 35% or 50% of your capital cost of the project, which are eligible assets and non-eligible assets. PLFSI scheme, PMFME scheme, Pradhan Mantri formalization of micro food enterprises, up to 1 crore project cost, 10 lakh rupees cash subsidy under this Operation Green. So Ministry of Food Processing, there is another department, so many schemes, Food Safety Act, Food for All, so many schemes, free food distribution through ration shops. Who is doing accounting? Who is taking quantity? Who is taking stock taking? So many, this Food Corporation of India is the department under Ministry of Food Processing, or I think it is a department under Ministry of Agriculture. Biggest stock keeper of the government as far as food grain is concerned. Who is undertaking stock audit, how these quantities are maintained. See, we can become a backbone to the government of India, trustee of the government of India, that we are protecting your asset, which is stored by the Food Corporation of India. Ministry of Food Processing Industry, Ministry of Micro, I told you, so many schemes. Ministry of Textile, Handicraft, Technology Upgradation Fund scheme for capacity building for textile, Group Workshed scheme for integrated textile park, 40 crore rupees cash subsidy for integrated textile park, integrated processing development schemes, so many schemes. Another scheme, very important scheme of this Ministry of Textile is Technical Textile Scheme. 1,485 crore rupees is earmarked by Ministry of Textile for the development of technical textile in the country. So it is an emerging sector. Technical textile is a future textile of Government of India. Defense, Ministry of Defense, innovations for defense excellence, technology. Nowadays, if you read any newspaper in the country, Rafale's aircraft spare parts or body will be manufactured in the country itself. What is happening in Nasik, Hindustan Aromatics Limited? It is the biggest manufacturer of defense equipment, National Defense Fund, Aditi scheme. So defense is an emerging sector. Any manufacturer, see, there are 2,353 products which are banned by this Ministry of Defense, that they will not be imported in the country. The entire defense requirement was imported from Taiwan, Germany, various other countries. Now the government has decided that they will be indigenously manufactured. 2,352 products, 53 products. Just imagine a nail, a screwdriver is imported from out of India, Germany, which is required for defense. See how the manufacturing sector will increase in the country. And once the manufacturing sector will increase, my friends, we practicing chartered accountant, just look after yourself in your city, in your town, in your district, in your state, who is coming out with the manufacturing of defense product and what. And if you ask me, each and every state government in the country nowadays is having state defense and aromatic defense policy, which is giving boost or giving subsidy or giving grants for establishing defense related manufacturing. Maharashtra government is having, Telangana government is having, Karnataka government is having government defense policies for development of defense. Ministry of Commerce and Industries, Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, Market Access Initiative. I'm just giving the name of some scheme. But really, friends, this is the ministry. If any member of me, of this ICAI, right from his articleship, just concentrate on this Ministry of Commerce and Industry and just look after only one department of this ministry, that is DPIIT, Department of Industrial Policy and Internal Trade. Only one department of one ministry, I think he will need more than 200 staff in his office to take care, to fulfill the requirement of industries in the country, which is coming under this Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Ease of doing business, single window clearance. All the licenses, permits will be now issued single window under the window developed by this ministry. Invest India is the product or is the department under this ministry which is helping the entrepreneurs who are coming world to India. Export fund, investment funds, opportunities in the country, statewide schemes, project monitoring team. If any manufacturers in the country, if his capex is more than 500 CR, then under this ministry there is a project monitoring team. And the honorable minister of this committee of this ministry is the chairman of that committee. And if any promoter, any entrepreneur whose capex is more than 500 CR, a dedicated officers from New Delhi of this ministry will be overlooking and monitoring the development of that project in the country. So at this micro level, this ministry is working in the country. Ministry of Electronics Information Technology. It is not possible for me in this given 1 hour to cover all the ministries. But friends, for your information, see the number of schemes. BPO promotion scheme, one scheme declared by the government of this ministry, which was offering 1 lakh rupees per seat of BPO. One seat means what? One chair, one laptop, one keyboard, one CPU, 1 lakh rupees per seat was the grant given under India BPO promotion scheme. And the vision of the ministry was to establish 48,000 BPO seats in the country. The big shots in the country, The all information technology companies, they have taken the advantage of these schemes. And I am one of the beneficiary of this India BPO promotion scheme. Then there are another scheme, modified electronics, electronic manufacturing, modified special MCs. Now new schemes have come, spec schemes. So if, and particularly the members who are from these metro cities like Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, Jaipur, then Gurgaon, then Ahmedabad, where industry, the more and more technology or techno industries are coming, they can serve the technocrats or the startups by getting the benefits out of this scheme. The best part of this ministry is production linked incentive schemes, which is in existence. So this is one of the scheme. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha National Solar Mission. See, the name of the mission is that, what is National Solar Mission. Now, as a chartered accountant, as a practicing CA, what should be our mission? That I am associated with the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy to fulfill the vision, mission, and objective of the National Solar Mission, right from educating the whole fraternity of chartered accountants. What is the National Solar Mission? What is the aims and objective? What are the guidelines? What are the eligibility? Solar rooftop schemes. Solar rooftop, whether it is a residential, whether it is a commercial, or whether it is a industrial, each and every enterprises who are having rooftop solar panel, they are eligible from central government grants. And in addition to that, some state governments are also giving incentive for establishing rooftop solar panel on the rooftop of their industries. Just ask yourself, have we done this work? Have we concentrated on this work? Who is taking care of these schemes? Who is helping the entrepreneurs to get the benefit out of these schemes? Friends, that's why I told you there are 52 ministries, number of departments in the ministries, huge opportunities waiting for we chartered accountants in the country. But I think either it is the ICI or we members, we are not thought beyond the traditional area of practice to look after other ministries of the central government. So wind energy scheme, biomass, CNG and CBG. What is this? Compressed biogas and compressed natural gas, CNG and CBG. These are incentivized by the Ministry of Petroleum. So I have given you some schemes of the some ministry, but I have also put in front of you the 52 ministries in the central government. And in my opinion, each ministry can become, or each ministry will need the help of chartered accountants to fulfill its vision. They are looking to the talent in the country. They need the help of, and that's why these ministries are going to the big four, or they are recruiting to the management consultancy firm to take their object to the nation, to the citizens, because they think that chartered accountants are equipped or they are qualified to do the audit, income tax, GST, tax audit. But nowadays, our institute has come out with various types of committees for members. The committee for MSME and startup, the committee for capacity building of the members, the various types of other committees are there for RERA, for whatsoever. So friends, there are various opportunities available to us. The only thing is that we have to form a vertical. I'm not saying you just stop your traditional area of practice. You can have a vertical in your own office who is taking care of this non-traditional area. I think you can have big four, or particularly to big chartered accountant firms. Why don't we have a 52 tables in our office, 52 MBAs or 52 chartered accountants recruited, and each chartered accountant is given the responsibility to take care of one ministries of the central government. Just imagine the revenue of that firm, because a dedicated person is looking after and concentrating capacity building of the firm in particular ministry. the schemes, the object, the various types of departments, what will be the revenue of that CA firm? Just imagine. India's aim of becoming 5 trillion. How this 5 trillion will happen? By creating infrastructure, by establishing industries. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, vocal for local and local for global, and local for global. What it means? You produce in the country from the globe, and you manufacture or you purchase what is produced within the country. By this, it is not a slogan. It is an opportunity for chartered accountants, because by this slogan, once the Bharat will become Atmanirbhar, more manufactured, the indigenously manufactured goods will be consumed within the country by the 140 crore population of our country, and more exports will be done by the territory of Bharat. So this Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan itself is a professional opportunity. Then I am coming with some central government schemes. Policy for, see what has happened in COVID. We don't have even enough machineries or various types of machines required to curb the COVID disease. Immediately, the government has come out with a National Medical Devices Policy 2023. A CA can say, I will become a national expert or a person who is doing this medical devices policy, national level, boosting indigenously 5,000 compressed biogas plant, giving subsidy up to 2 crore rupees to 4 crore rupees for boosting this alternative energy for petroleum sector. The Ministry of this Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, 5,000 CBG plants in the country is the vision and mission of this ministry. Sustainable alternative Satata scheme, giving subsidy of 2 crore to 4 crore for establishing CNG and CBG plants in the country. National mission for green hydrogen, a future fuel of India. Now, Make in India is the slogan of the government of India. Now, a new concept has come. Create in India, content creation, aviation, visual, graphics, and comics. Now it is Create in India, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. They have come out with a government. The Honorable Pradhan Sevak has declared the slogan Make in India. Now there is a Create in India. Again, a scope for techno-savvy or the engineers in the country. Again, a scope for Karnataka. Again, the scope for Delhi. Again the scope for Hyderabad. Those who are into technology or engineering students or engineering graduates. Create in India. Content creations, graphic creations, reel creations is the object to give boost to this industry. The ministry has come out with a Create in India key announcement. Friends, if you ask any chartered accountants in the country, they listen to the budget just for knowing what the changes has been declared by the finance minister as far as direct tax and indirect taxes are concerned. But friends, if you look after the budget and if you listen the budget as in the context or as a person who is into MSME practice, then you will come to know what is there in the budget. And nowadays, from last 3-4 budgets, there is no changes in the budget. No, each successive budget has reduced the professional opportunities for us, but each and every successive budget has increased the professional opportunities for chartered accountants in non-traditional area of practice and in MSME practice. You will ask me, how, sir? How it is possible? If you properly listen to the budget and if you look after the budget, the government of India, the Ministry of Finance is expecting to do a total expenditure of 50,65,000 crore rupees on various ministries of the central government. See the Defense Ministry, the highest budget allocation, 6,80,000 crore. Where our services are utilized? Are these expenditure audited by chartered accountants? Whether we are providing double accounting system, whether we are certifying the expenditure incurred by the defense, road transport and highways, Nitinji Gadkari, ये कभी 5,000 करोड़, 1,000 करोड़, लाख करोड़ के नीचे बात ही नहीं करते. So many national highways in the country has been developed, and the budget allocation by Ministry of Finance is 2,87,000 crore. Just imagine accountability, accounting treatment in the books of accounts on capital expenditure incurred on road, bridges, toll collections, accounting. See, wherever there is an expenditure, there is an accounting. How much fraud, how much corruptions, how much accountability, how much material has been consumed in constructions of road, what quantity, how much steel, cement, labor hours, how much salaries, and whether the TDS has been discussed, has been done or not. A role for charter. Railways 2,55,000. Home affairs 2,33,000. Consumers, rural development, chemical, agriculture, education, communication. Not all the ministries, not all the ministries. I have just covered the few ministries where the maximum expenditure is done under this railway, because here the proclamation is made by the Pradhan, the finance minister, for allocation of funds to various departments. And if you see in a proper way that if the funds are allocated to defense, it means that more and defense, if you go in detail of that defense allocation, there you will find that some manufacturing enterprises will be established for productions of defense sector. Some new tenders will be issued for road and transport, highways. See this one port is coming in Maharashtra at in the district of this Palghar, known as Vaudhan Port, 76,000 crore. The economy of that Palghar district, which is known one time as a backward district of Maharashtra, a district which is known as a D plus or a industrially undeveloped part of Maharashtra, which is just 75 kilometer from Dadar or 100 kilometer from Dadar. Now, a Vadwan port of 76,000 crore is coming. So the destiny of that district will change. So friends, read the ministry. This asset monetization pipeline 2.0, second monetization pipeline, the government Ministry of Finance is expecting to earn 6 lakh crore by monetizing the assets of the government of India. The first asset monetization pipeline was up to 1 crore 1,65,000, that which was announced in 2021. Now again it is announced in 25 that 6 lakh crore, sorry, 10 lakh crore will be earned by the government by monetizing the assets of the government of India. So friends, what I want to put in front of you, if you really want to develop your MSME practice, think beyond these two ministries of the central government, that is Ministry of Commerce, sorry, Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs. There are all these 52 ministries are our clients. They need our services, they need our knowledge, and we can fulfill the mission object of this ministry. The central government scheme, cold storage subsidy scheme, again it is a scheme of the Ministry of Food Processing National Horticulture Board, which is providing subsidy for establishing cold storages in the country, and the subsidy is 50% of project cost or 35% of project cost, subject to location of the industry, subject to establishment where the cold storages are established, integrated tribal development plan, ITDP area, or TSP area, tribal subplan area, or if you go to seven sister, that is Assam, Mizoram, Tripura, it is 50% of the project cost which is declared by NHB is the subsidy. And if you see 4 crore 8 lakh will be the subsidy. Just imagine a role which can be played by a chartered accountant. I can give lecture of 2 hours on this particular topic, the feasibility and the concept of getting subsidy, concept to commissioning, and the industry scenario of cold storage in the country. So there are various types of cold storage having various norms which are eligible for getting. And friends, we are all chartered accountants. We know Section 35 AD of the Income Tax Act. If a cold storage owner establishes a cold storage, he is eligible to get the benefit under Section 35 AD in the form of deduction 100% cost of the project of establishing cold chain facility. So added advantage of a cold storage. Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, 1 lakh crore, as I discussed, Ministry of Rural Development, 1 lakh crore. See, then I'm just keeping some slides. Another subsidy for establishing silos and godowns by NABARD, which is from 75 lakhs to 1 crore 33 lakhs, 33% to 25% of the project cost. See, it is another scheme of the ministry, which is giving subsidies for having godowns for storage of agro commodity. And friends, again Section 35 AD will be applicable for such types of godowns. National Mission on Edible Oil. We are not self-reliant, Atmanirbhar as far as manufacturing or as far as edible oil is concerned. Only 45% of edible oil what Bharat consume is manufactured within country. So the government of India has come out with a national mission on edible oil. Gati Shakti scheme, Gati se Shakti. See the various schemes of the ministry of this national vehicle scrappage policy. A policy which will change the scenario of four-wheelers on street of the nations. That is national vehicle scrap. It's a gold mine industry. Scrap vehicles to be removed from the state. Production linked incentive schemes. There are 14 schemes in the country which are in existence as per Piyush Ji Goyal. National single window clearance. All the licenses will be issued through this national single window clearance. This 1 hour time is very limited. Friends, I am just putting in front of you the 250 schemes of the Modi government. Right from 2014 till date, each and every scheme which is declared by this government is a professional opportunity for we chartered accountants. Is a professional opportunity. Committee, I am taking 5 minutes more if you permit me. Any committee members?
Please, sir, please. Please continue, sir.
It is permitted. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Sir. Thank you very much. Because I want to complete I want to take the advantage. So many audience are in front of you. Chartered accountants are expecting some new professional opportunity. Just see the name of the scheme in front of you. Each come housing for all. Again, I use the word roti, kapda or makan. That 240,000 subsidy scheme. So many housing projects. 10,000 लोगों को मैं कितना 10 crore people will be given free housing is the mission of government. So what will happen? A capital expenditure, steel construction industry will grow. You see that professional opportunity will come in the form, but again manufacturing will also grow in this country. So this is FAME India scheme, that is faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicle. Kusum scheme, Swadesh Darshan, National Water Mission, Har Ghar Jal Se Nal, Nal Se Jal was the scheme declared by the Honorable Pradhan Sevak. So it is a professional opportunity. Skill India Mission, skilling youth of our country. Uday scheme, gold monetization, Digital India Mission, Amrut plan, that is smart city plans. 100 city to be declared as a smart city in the country. Just see the name of the scheme. Friends, I think there are immense opportunities available. If we look after this non-traditional area of practice, or if we have a vertical in our office, or particularly my young chartered accountants who are coming to this profession, decide day one that I am going to do only the consultancy in particular ministry, particular scheme of the ministry. I will definitely assure you, because I have the experience of doing this work, particularly to Ministry of Textile. So see, these are the schemes. So many schemes are there. Whatever scheme is declared by Honorable Pradhan Sevak, there is a professional opportunity. PMFME scheme, the Ministry of Food Processing Industry, Ministry of Civil Aviation, no need to go to Singapore and Malaysia for enjoying the paragliding and slidings. National Air Sports Policy 2022, Within India, the government is giving tax holiday, incentivizing the sports industries in the country, all type of sports. Mission Green India, One Dhan scheme. India is having a reach, particularly Chhattisgarh, Himachal Pradesh. They are having One Dhan schemes. And friends, again, each and every state government in the country, they are having state industrial development corporation like MIDC in Maharashtra, GIDC in Gujarat, HHSIDC in Haryana, AIDC in so you name the state, there is a state industrial development corporation which is having a dedicated infrastructure, industrial ready plots available for establishment of industry. I think this is a totally ignored area. And here we chartered accountant can play a big role. And you will find this opportunity in each and every districts wherever you are staying. Because you name the state in the country, you name the district in the country, there is a state industrial development, Madhya Pradesh Industrial Development Corporation, GIDC, Gujarat State Industrial Development. अब इसमें अपॉर्चुनिटीज कैसे मिलेगी? बिकॉज ऑफ टाइम कंस्टेंट आई कैनॉट, बट इफ यू गो, इफ यू अनफोल्ड, इफ यू एनालाइज योर सेल्फ, there is a great opportunity. Because the any manufacturer, the first and foremost requirement is the suitable availability of the land, industrial NA land. And these state infrastructure, state industrial corporation are providing them industrial land on lease basis for 99 years. Ministry of Textile, National Technical Textile Missions. See, 1,480 crore rupees is earmarked by the central government for this National Technical Textile Missions. There are around 21 sectors under which this technical textile is used. PM Mitra Park. There are 7 parks developed in the country by the ministry, Honorable Pradhan Sevak in the country. One is in Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Amravati. It is a technology, it is a textile hub, plug and play facility. Telangana, Warangal, Tamil Nadu, Viruddhanagar, Karnataka, Kalburgi, Gujarat, Navsari, Madhya Pradesh, Dhar. These are the dedicated textile park, and 4,445 crore rupees is earmarked. National Industrial Corridor. I think this is a corridor which will change. Even if friends just understand, 11 chartered accountants from country, if they come together and they say that we will be concentrating in each corridor of the country, there is a big professional opportunities available for the members in the country. This National Industrial Corridor, Sagarmala project, Ministry of Food Processing, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. So friends, I have not gone to the state government schemes. I have just discussed about the central government and central government schemes, because the program is organized, this seminar is organized by the committee at national level. So friends, I think each one of you will appreciate or will be agreeing with me that yes, there is opportunities. There are several ministries which are untapped by our ICI, our members. If we think beyond, there is a good professional opportunity. I am thankful to the technical team, the ICI, the office bearers, the chairman, the vice chairman of the committee for giving me this opportunity. With this, over to you at head office ICI.
Thank you so much, sir, for your great session and new eye-opening vistas and wonderful presentation. Sir, we have few questions from audience. If you allow, can we start?
Yes, sir. If time permits, you can take. I have no object.
First question is, do we need to implement in these ministries to seek opportunities, or how do we identify opportunities?
I think the word empanelment is a very fancy word for we chartered accountants. I think it is not an empanelment. It is your knowledge that the ministry will run behind you. Try to acquire your own knowledge. There are certain ministries which are having a scheme-based empanelment, like Ministry of Agriculture. They are having one scheme, that is SFAC, Small Farmers Agribusiness Consortium. They are having one
Okay.
element over there.
Okay. And do the ministries invite requests for proposal or tenders for professional work?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. See, Ministry of Food Processing has come out with a tender process. So the promoters are supposed to apply for the tender for getting the subsidy. Without chartered accountant help, the tender cannot be fulfilled, cannot be submitted.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And as we come to the conclusion of today's webinar, I take this opportunity to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of CPE committee. Firstly, our sincere thanks to CA Sameer Chaudhary ji for starting the session with a powerful session on forensic accounting. Your insights into the role of forensic practice in modern day finance have certainly opened new thoughts, avenues for all participants. We are equally grateful to CA GB Modi ji for his enlightening session on opportunities for chartered accountant in MSME sectors. Your practical guidance and deep knowledge have inspired us to explore new professional opportunities. Both sessions have added immense value to our learnings, and we are thankful for our time, wisdom, and presence with us today. With this, we formally conclude today's webinar. A warm thanks to all the participants for joining us in making this session interactive and meaningful. We look forward for your continued support in future programs as well. Thank you once again to our distinguished speakers and all attendees. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Modi sir. Thank you, Vishal ji, for
Thank you, sir.
wonderfully moderating the session. Thank you, Modi sir, for joining us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.